So the Diaz Masvidal fight just ended. Um, this was a banger, man. This was a banger. I wasn't even gonna watch this. If there was UFC on, I wouldn't have even watched this. But there wasn't, so I did. I'm actually a Diaz fan. I just wasn't really interested in it coming in, just because like he didn't really look good in his last fight against Jake Paul, and when these two fought in the UFC, like he was getting pieced up. They stopped it early because of cuts, but like he was still getting pieced up. So like I wasn't super interested in it, but honestly, I'm glad I watched it. Like these guys are both 39 years old. They're well past their prime, but they honestly both look good. Like Diaz especially. Diaz looked like a different dude compared to Jake Paul. Now, don't get me wrong, like he's still like not as good as he used to be. Like he's definitely a lot slower, and his reaction time is like a lot slower as well. He gets hit. I mean, he's always gotten hit a decent amount, but especially now. But his volume was crazy. That's what he's always been known for, is his cardio, and that hasn't gone at all. Like he's still that dude. But it was yeah, it was a good fight. It was super close, man. It was super close. Diaz was just in his face the whole time, peppering him with, a lot of strikes. They didn't really do a ton of damage, most of them, but he would throw in some good ones. Like maybe like one or two in every like big flurry he did, but he was by far doing more and more active. But Jorge was landing bigger shots. Like he was landing really big shots, but Nate's just got a legendary chin. Like you can't like, unless you straight up kick him in the head like Josh Thompson did, like you're not gonna put this guy down. Although Jake Paul did drop him, but Jake Paul is a massive dude. So yeah, it was a good fight. I had it 6-4 for Nate. It was so close, man. Like a couple of those rounds, like I was like pausing right before I like wrote down who won to like make sure, but it was super close. Like with boxing, it's tough because I feel like with boxing, like it's more about the volume and optics, and in that case, Diaz definitely won. Like he was like the bigger showman. He looked like he was in control even when he wasn't, just from like his antics. And it was definitely a biased crowd. It was in Anaheim, so California boy, like they were definitely pro Diaz. So as far as boxing goes, I think that he definitely won. I think in MMA, like people tend to value like the more powerful strikes more than in boxing. But I'm not really a huge boxing guy. But anyway, yeah, it was a good fight. It was tough to score. Nate needed this win, man. Like he really did. He didn't look good against Jake, and I'm a huge Diaz fan. Like I always want to watch him fight, but like he needed this win. I mean, he's almost 40, but like after this performance, like I mean, honestly, I'd watch him again if he looks like this again. So for Masvidal too, like I don't even think his stock drops that much. Like he's almost 42 and he looked good. Like he was obviously overwhelmed, but everybody would be like this. Nate didn't back up the whole time. So, and he ate every single one of Masvidal's shots. So if you're Masvidal like in round 5 and you've already hit him clean like a bunch of times, and you're like, damn, I'm not gonna put this guy down. Like can only imagine what was running through his head. But yeah, overall I was honestly very surprised at how good of a fight it was. If somebody scored at 6-4 for Masvidal, I would completely understand. I think there was at least 2 rounds, probably 3, that could have gone either way. And if you scored it a draw, I wouldn't be like confused about that either. I think that's fine too. So yeah, I'm glad I watched this one. I know like I mostly do slap or I only do slap content on this page, but to be honest, I just kind of felt like talking about this fight, and so I did. I don't feel like starting a new YouTube channel, so every once in a while I might toss in one of these, whether it's an MMA fight or a boxing fight. But yeah, doing a quick reaction to this.